The impact of technology businesses on our day-to-day lives is evident in the current digital era. Tech companies greatly influence how the modern world is shaped, both in terms of the gadgets we use and the social media sites we interact with. Beyond the goods and services they provide, though, these businesses have perfected the art of media manipulation to manage public perception, sway public opinion, and sustain their market domination. This video will examine the several strategies used by tech firms to control the media, the ramifications of these actions, and the possible effects on society. The tech giants' power. Tech businesses have become extremely powerful, especially those based in Silicon Valley. Companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft have risen to prominence in the global economy, surpassing even nation-states in terms of money and power accumulation. This gives them the capacity to sway stories, manage the dissemination of information, and exert positive influence over the media for their own ends. Overseeing the story. Controlling the story around their policies and actions is one of the main ways tech businesses try to influence the media. These businesses have sizable public relations (PR) teams whose sole goal is to create and spread positive narratives about their breakthroughs, CSR programs, and societal achievements. By doing this, they divert attention from any unfavorable aspects of their business practices and cultivate a positive public image. For instance, Facebook promptly started a PR campaign to highlight its efforts to preserve user privacy and increase transparency in response to criticism about privacy issues and the improper use of user data. Facebook was able to deflect attention from the mounting scandals by inundating the media with tales proclaiming its dedication to user safety and security. Strategic alliances with media organizations. Tech corporations and media outlets frequently collaborate strategically, giving the latter unique access to information, events, and products in exchange for positive coverage. Media outlets may develop a mutually beneficial relationship with tech companies as a result of these collaborations, which could result in skewed reporting that serves the interests of these businesses. For example, Apple is well known for exercising strict control over the media, choosing carefully which reporters and publications get first access to its information and goods. Due to the potential to generate substantial traffic and income for media sites, this access is greatly sought for. The trade-off is that, in order to keep their connection with Apple intact, these sites might feel under pressure to write positive stories, which could result in less critical reporting. Making the most of social media platforms. Social media sites are effective instruments for influencing public opinion, and many of them are controlled by tech businesses. With the use of these platforms, tech corporations may interact with the public directly while avoiding traditional media channels. Tech corporations may control the information flow, silence critics, and magnify their messages by utilizing the size of their user populations. Twitter serves as a prime example, as tech CEOs such as Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg frequently utilize the network to engage directly with their followers, often influencing public opinion on important subjects. Furthermore, by using algorithms that favor some forms of content over others, these corporations have the ability to decide what content people see. The public's perception of news and events can be greatly impacted by this control on the flow of information. Artificial turf and counter grassroots movements. Astroturfing is a method used by internet businesses to manipulate the media in which they fabricate grassroots movements to appear as though the public supports their viewpoints broadly. These movements are frequently employed to sway public opinion and legislative decisions in the company's favor. For instance, Uber started an astroturfing campaign to encourage its users to demonstrate against new rules when the company encountered regulatory difficulties in several places. Uber created the appearance of a grassroots movement by using its app to send notifications encouraging users to sign petitions and attend protests. In actuality, the company organized and supported this movement in order to safeguard its commercial interests. Purchasing power via political contributions and lobbying. Tech businesses also use political donations and lobbying to buy influence in the media. These corporations can sway laws and regulations to serve their interests by sponsoring lobbyists and politicians. This influence frequently extends to media coverage, since legislators and politicians may be less likely to look into or condemn businesses that support their campaigns. For instance, Alphabet, the parent firm of Google, has spent millions of dollars on lobbying in Washington, D.C., positioning it as one of the key players in determining digital policy. The media may be reluctant to criticize a corporation that has close relationships to influential politicians. Therefore, this financial influence may result in positive coverage. Silencing of dissident voices. Tech firms also have the authority to silence media dissident voices. Suppression can take many different forms, such as deplatforming critics on social media or suing them and threatening legal action. Tech corporations can control the narrative and stop negative stories from spreading by discrediting or suppressing their competitors. For example, tech businesses may respond to the exposure of unethical behavior by investigative journalists or whistleblowers by conducting smear campaigns or suing to discredit and intimidate their opponents. Tech companies have even gone so far as to deplatform or censor content that criticizes their business practices, thereby stifling opposition. Algorithms' influence on news consumption. Tech corporations use algorithms to control the media in a big way. Algorithms are used by social networking sites and search engines to decide what content is displayed to users, and this has a big impact on how people consume and interpret news. Sensational headlines and clickbait are examples of content that these algorithms are frequently programmed to prioritize over factual or educational content. The propagation of false information and the amplification of slanted or sensationalized news reports may result from this algorithmic manipulation. Tech corporations can also employ these algorithms to restrict content that criticizes their conduct and boost content that supports their interests. The way the information is disseminated can have a significant impact on democratic processes and public debate. The manipulation of tech companies and journalism's effect. Journalism is significantly impacted by digital companies' manipulation of the media. Traditional media organizations are frequently compelled to rely on tech businesses for access, content, and distribution as a result of their diminishing revenue streams and growing competition from digital platforms. Because media outlets may be more inclined to provide positive coverage in order to preserve their relationships with tech giants, this dependence may result in a deterioration in journalistic integrity. Moreover, the quality of news reporting has decreased as a result of the emergence of clickbait journalism, which is a result of the necessity to make ad income in a digital environment where tech giants dominate. Reporters could feel under pressure to write sensationalized articles that garner attention instead of conducting in-depth investigations that expose the wrongdoings of large corporations. The wider consequences for society. There are wider societal repercussions from internet giants' exploitation of the media. Robust businesses that manipulate public opinion and control information flow have the potential to destroy public faith in the media and threaten democratic processes. There are worries about the possibility of misuse and the loss of variety in media voices due to the concentration of power in the hands of a small number of tech businesses. Polarization and social unrest can also be caused by the dissemination of false information and the silence of dissident voices. It is more challenging to have productive conversations and identify common ground when people are exposed to a limited variety of viewpoints and distorted narratives. Taking care of the problem. A multifaceted strategy is needed to combat digital giants' exploitation of the media. First and foremost, there needs to be more openness in the way internet corporations conduct business, including their interactions with media outlets, efforts to influence legislation, and algorithmic procedures. It is the responsibility of regulators and legislators to guarantee that digital corporations are held responsible for their deeds and that all media voices are treated equally. Second, the public has to be made aware of the strategies tech corporations employ to sway the media and the value of applying critical thinking to news consumption. Programs for media literacy can enable people to identify bias, disinformation, and manipulation and give them the power to choose the information they receive with knowledge. Lastly, there must be more encouragement for alternative media and independent journalism organizations that are not controlled by tech corporations. Society can ensure that a diverse range of voices and opinions are heard by counterbalancing the dominance of digital giants and promoting journalistic integrity through expanding the media environment. Tech companies have become experts at manipulating the media, leveraging their resources and power to control information flow, sway public opinion, and build narratives. Although these strategies might serve their commercial interests, they have grave consequences for democracy, media, and society at large. It is critical to solve these problems and make sure that the media continues to be a varied, independent, and trustworthy source of information for the general public as digital corporations' influence grows. We can only safeguard the health of our democratic processes and the objectivity of our media by taking this action. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Also hit that subscribe button to watch more informative and amazing videos like this. Thanks for watching.